going on, guys? Nick and Jaden here for our first edition of the Fantasy Football Podcast, if you want to call it podcast.
What
whatever,
up?
Whatever you want to call it. Weekly recap. It's, whatever works. But, we want to go over the draft and kind of how we thought it went, and then go over specific teams, kind of how we look at them, and,
Rank
should be
the
a lot of fun.
teams, go over the reaches.
We're going to be roasting some people. We're going to be praising some people.
Going to be roasting a lot
It's
of
all
people.
love. It's all love, so... Okay, I love you guys. So, let's get into this. Starting off, we just want to go over the first few rounds just to kind of gloss over it, see what was up, and then we'll go team by team here. So, pretty standard all the way through. I thought Cam Akers at 5 was an interesting pick by Bork.
I thought it was a bit of a reach, but I didn't classify it as a big one.
I mean, it's not like the...
I definitely would take people over him, so.
It's a pretty big reach,
Yeah.
but, there's worse coming, so...
Yeah.
I'm not going to label that my biggest reach, but that seemed very high. I got Saquon at 7. I felt pretty good about that. Nick Chubb at 9, solid pick.
Mm-hmm. I had to take C-Mac as number 1. He's literally the best dude in the league right now,
for sure.
Easy pick.
Najee Harris at 16 could be a little bit of a reach. We'll see. I know he's a lot of hype on him right now, but, I mean, he's unproven. He's a rookie, and that rushing attack hasn't been good for 3 years now. So, I mean, James Conner's had okay seasons, but, nothing crazy. Going through here, I like all these picks. Eckler in the second round, nice pick.
I thought that was a steal, honestly.
I think Aaron Jones and Eckler, I would have picked both of those over Najee Harris.
I got Eckler top 5 next year.
Swift got picked number 3. That's sketchy to me.
We got 2 of our biggest reaches, though, in this round.
Yeah.
100%.
Starting off with Jalen Hurts, Bork. You had a sketchy one in the first round. Round 2, that was the one that took the cake for me. Jalen Hurts. I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's early for a quarterback anyway, but then you add in the fact that it's Jalen Hurts over guys like Josh Allen. Maybe you don't believe in Josh Allen's, but then I'd still go Russell.
Jalen Hurts is for sure playing next year, but after next year, people really don't know what's going to happen.
Well, it's not a dynasty, so it's like...
No, I know, but it's still, he's just an unproven kind of guy.
That part's not the issue to me. The issue is there was Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson I'd pick over him. I mean, there's... Kyler Murray I'd pick over him.
Lamar.
Yeah, I said Lamar. I mean, there's...
Yeah.
A lot. But hey, you got followed up by another good one. Obi-Wan Mahomey, so boy Nick in Springfield, James Robinson. I don't know, man.
It's a rough one.
If
you don't really know about Travis Etienne and how big of an impact he's gonna have, then I can see why you picked him right there. But Travis Etienne just got drafted. They're going to be competing for touches. I think it's going to be more of a closer split than people really think Travis Etienne's going to be the number 1 for sure, but I think it's going to be a split. So, but still, second round.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
A little rough, but those were my 2 biggest. James Robinson and Jalen Hurts round 2. I just felt like both of those were extremely early. Outside of that, I mean, we had a really good string. Bork, Nick coming back with a nice pick round 3. George Kittle. I like that.
Solid.
Chase Claypool by Bork. I think that's a little early.
A little bit.
Not anything too crazy.
I like Claypool, but still.
Yeah. I'm not a big Claypool fan, so I'm a little biased on that. I think he's the 3rd best receiver on that team. Justin Herbert, Martinson. I know he said he didn't mean to pick him, so I'm not going to be too hard on you, Cody, but
I think that's a reach.
That's a little bit of reach to me, especially with Dak and Kyler going right after.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson right after that.
My best value pick is actually in this round and is by you.
By me, Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin. I think he fell way too far.
He did fall really far, but it's because all these quarterbacks went, and so, and the running backs were super thin. My choice here was to pick Myles Gaskin, Kareem, Mike Davis. Myles Gaskin, Kareem, Mike Davis, or Chris Godwin. To me, talent-wise, they're not even close.
Yeah.
So, probably, should I have picked a running back? Maybe. We'll see.
I feel like in the draft, though, when somebody falls that far, you got to pick value.
You just kind of got to do it, yeah.
But, I mean, if you end up trading Chris Godwin for a running back or doing something to get another running back, then it works out. But you definitely need a running back.
I actually like Chase Edmonds. And I got Damian Harris. So, that was kind of a steal. That's one of the later steals, I think, because he just got...
Yeah, I don't mind Damian
They just said
Harris
that he's
either.
for sure the starter of the year. I think Music Nerd, that's my boss. Shout out Brandon at my other job. Russell Wilson. he got him behind Dak, Kyler, and he got that was a layup. It was a little bit of layup there for you because
I love Russell
because of the other ones that got picked, but I like the pick. I think Russell's a beast.
I took DJ Moore at the very end of that round. I was happy.
DJ Moore solid. Joe Burrows.
I think it was a slight reach, just by like a round and a half.
Yeah,
but I like Burrow a lot.
But you weren't going to be able to get him again, in the next. So like
I really like Burrow. I think he's gonna have a good year, and he's like my guy. And I wasn't gonna get him. So
see, and the thing is, Chase Edmonds, that's my guy. So like I'm riding Chase Edmonds in both my leagues now. I think he's gonna be really good. I think he's RB2, especially in PPR leagues. So I have no issue taking him as my RB2 here, especially with Saquon as the one.
RB2,
so Cole Kmet, Bork, I promise, man. No, hey.
I think Cole Kmet could have a good year. Just like
it's actually funny. All the guys
getting a lot of risk.
All the guys you picked are guys that I would have picked 3 rounds later, but I like the picks in general.
I like the players.
I like Cole Kmet as a sleeper.
I don't like the round where you picked him.
I would have picked him in round 11.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think he could be good. Honestly,
I do think he could be good,
but
I just don't think he's that.
You're taking on a lot of risk. You don't really need to take on.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, obviously we can go down and critique each one of these.
Yeah.
I had some sketchy picks.
I really liked Poopy's pick in round 6.
Round 6.
Javonte Williams. I think he's going to take over the backfield.
Yeah. Yep, I like him.
From Melvin. I think that was a good pick for
Cortland
sure.
Sutton.
Noah Fant, too. Espen stole Noah Fant right out from underneath my nose. I was about to pick him.
I drafted Dallas Goedert instead. I kind of think Dallas Goedert's going to outscore Noah Fant this year. Actually, I 100% think he is.
I think Noah Fant will
But that's a toss-up. I mean, it's tough between the two. I like both of them.
It'll be close.
But yeah, let's go team by team now. Actually, biggest value. I have to say, my biggest value was round 13. I know he's going to give me crap for this because he doesn't think so at all. But Zach.
Not even a little bit.
D-Champ Zach Ertz, round 13, pick 3. I was a guy I was gunning for that round, and you picked him instead. I think Zach Ertz gets traded, and if it's to the Chargers, Zach Ertz is going to be really, really nice this year. He's only 1 year removed from being a top 5 tight end in fantasy, so I like Zach Ertz a lot. The reason I'm labeling the biggest value is because in round 13, nobody else here do I have any faith in, other than maybe Traquan Smith, of having any value whatsoever during the season. I don't think anybody here in these last 2 rounds is going to end up being
definitely shooting for the stars in the last 4 rounds.
That's what I'm saying. So I think Zach Ertz, out of all the people listed here, is the one guy that I'm like, you know what? Zach Ertz could actually be very, very good if he goes to another team.
I don't think he gets traded, and even so, he has to go to the right situation to get points. So
the Chargers is the number one.
I mean, if you want to pick, that's 1 out of 32 teams.
No. I'm saying that's the one that he's rumored to be going to. That's the one that has traction. So it's not out of thin air. That's what they've said is who's targeting him.
I don't know. I just feel like I haven't seen enough news on it to be like.
Have you been?
I don't think it's been.
Zach Ertz transaction.
I mean, I don't care about Zach Ertz at all, so I've not been following.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure. But even then, I don't think it's just been how many?
It's not confirmed.
That's what I'm saying. It's just rumors.
But I mean, nothing ever is. It's always rumors till it happens. So I'm just saying, if that's the case, then Zach, you got an absolute steal there, especially with tight end being so thin. I mean, half the league doesn't have a good tight end. So, all right, let's go team by team. It puts me first, so we'll start with me first. I'll let you critique it since I'm obviously biased. I will say I wish I would have waited. I picked Trevor Lawrence here.
You got pretty bad running backs. I mean, for compared, I don't know. I look at my team.
Automatically makes
Saquon is great.
Automatically makes
I don't really like Chase Edmonds, and Damian Harris is a toss up. He could be decent.
Well, let's put it this way. I have Chris Godwin as my RB2. Now what?
I mean,
now what?
I don't know. I feel like you should probably. I don't know. It's just hard. I feel like you should probably try and trade Chris Godwin for somebody. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be solid for sure, but I don't know. I feel like people are already expecting him to be amazing. It's just how good can he be?
I mean, it was round 7.
I like Darnell Mooney. I like Fitzmagic.
I think these guys were these 3 were a steal.
Yeah, I like Darnell and Fitzmagic for sure.
I like all 3 of these guys, and they're all bench guys. So
I think Robert Woods actually would probably do pretty solid with Matthew Stafford there. I think
I picked Robert Woods over guys.
I think he'll beat out Cooper Kupp, honestly.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he has every year except one, which was when Cooper Kupp caught his most touchdowns ever in a season, which he plummeted right after that. But I will say the one that I think I made a mistake on was Let's go back by round. Was Trevor Lawrence here? I think I could have drafted Trey Sermon and then waited and got Kirk Cousins like 3 rounds later. And to me, I think, or 2 rounds later, I think Kirk Cousins almost guaranteed either scores right up there or more than T-Law does this year. I just wanted to have T-Law because he's a guy that I'm never going to have in my other league. So I just wanted to have a chance to have him.
I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to watch him next year.
Especially because, like, next year, if he does do well next year, you're not going to be able to get T-Law outside the top.
For sure.
X amount of picks. So that's why I picked him there. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. I think
I got you in my top 4. So
if my one weakness is RB2, then you're fine because I have the best receiver core out of everybody in the league. That's not biased. But we'll go down through it. You don't think so? Justin Jefferson, Robert Woods, and Chris Godwin?
It's really good for sure. But
as 3 top 10 guys?
I'd have to look at them closer to
maybe top 12? Like you would say, because Godwin's.
I have you on my rankings as number 4. Team number 4.
Okay, so Cole Beasley. Actually, don't know who Cole Beasley is, but I like by the name. I have to. Oh, it's Bill. Okay, Bill. Okay.
I got Bill number 2 on my rankings.
You got Travis Kelce, DK.
I like the Kelce.
Sanders.
DK's a baller. Sanders was like. Carson, I think, was a value pick.
He's a good pick.
Tom Brady's going to do solid.
T. Higgins.
I actually don't really like T. Higgins that much.
I like T. Higgins.
I think Mike Williams could have a good year.
I think Mike Williams solid.
I like Michael Carter. He's kind of a sleeper.
Tyrell, I guess he's going to be the number 1. I hate that offense.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
LaMichael, he's not going to be anything. Sony Michel he's getting cut. So
I think Emmanuel Sanders is going to be like a fill-in.
Looking at your team, Bill.
Ryan Edwards could be.
Your starters are solid. Your bench is really suspect. I think you are one injury away. Not even a big injury. Like if somebody's out for like 4 weeks and you got to replace.
I don't know. I kind of like Brian Edwards and Emmanuel Sanders. So I think they're definitely not starters, but they're fill-ins.
If you had to fill in with Emmanuel Sanders for 5 weeks, you would be like, oh, I could make it.
No. You'd have to be lucky and try and switch and play matchups and stuff. But I feel like all the benches, honestly, are trash.
There's some guys.
I think my bench is awful.
There's some guys in the league that I think they have a very, very good bench, and we'll probably figure it out here when we go through them. But I don't know. It sketches me out, Bill. I like your starting squad. Your bench really sketches me out.
I like the Travis Kelce pick, even though I hate Travis Kelce, but he's just a monster of a player.
I do have Bill in my top 3. I didn't do mine in any order, so Bill, you're in the top 3 for me.
I put mine in order, and I got him in number 2.
Okay, we got Team Bork up next. Bork, hey, man. We appreciate you being in the league.
Yeah.
We appreciate that fundraiser you did for that girl.
For sure, yeah.
But
I have I'm just coming out. I got Bork and I got Nam in the toilet bowl. Nam Obi-Wan.
Oh, you picked Nick for the toilet bowl.
I got Nick and Bork in the toilet bowl.
Nick, I'm not gonna do you dirty like that. I don't have you in there.
I'm calling my shots. If you
Bork, I'm in agreement with him. I just think so much has to go right for this team to even be slightly competitive. I like your Kirk Cousins pick. That was beautiful. But, I mean, Henry Ruggs could be a bust. Mims could be a bust, especially with a rookie quarterback. Cole Kmet could be a bust this year. Devin Singletary could be a bust with Zach Moss there. I think Chase Claypool's the 3rd best receiver on his team.
I like Chase Claypool, honestly.
Jalen Hurts.
I think he took him too early.
In the 2nd round. I don't know, man.
It's a little rough. It's a little rough. But, hey, you never know. But
you never know. That's the beauty of this. That's why we're doing it week by week.
Oh, yeah.
Every week we'll update our opinions on everything. We'll go based off of, like, how the week went. Obviously, you know what? If he's 3-0 by week 3, then I'm going to be recalling this video.
Some words.
Yeah, eating crow for sure. But we got Nick up next. It's our homie Nick from Springfield. He hasn't been in the toilet bowl.
I have you Bork in the toilet bowl.
Patrick Mahomes. I'm not an early quarterback guy, but I don't mind that pick. James Robinson, that was a bust.
You're a huge KC fan, so I understand.
That was a bust.
Yeah, the Robinson pick was rough.
I can't back you up on that one, Nick, but that's okay. George Kittle, that's a great pick. Myles Gaskin, we'll see. Kenny G, we'll see. Another guy. Tyler Boyd, I like Tyler Boyd as a floor guy.
Yeah.
He's not a high ceiling guy, but he is a good
floor guy. It's not like exciting. I like Devontae Smith.
I like Boyd because I like Devontae Smith for high upside. So Boyd is your consistent guy, 12 points a week.
But you have Jalen Reagor and Devontae Smith starting,
Jalen
so
Reagor
it's
and
like
Devontae Smith that are.
I don't think they both can be good. I think one's going to be good.
Yeah,
I think it's Devontae Smith.
Your bench, you have Traquan Smith. That's the one guy that I'm like, okay, But Randall Cobb, he's not gonna have.
Not even having like playing time.
I think he's the number 2 receiver for the Texans, but they don't have a quarterback. That's their issue. Tony Pollard, he's a backup. Alan Lazard, he's a.
I think Ty gets phased out this year too.
Yeah, we'll see how Ty does. Ty could be a kind of a sleeper guy for you if he ends up having a bounce back season, but he's pretty old, so I don't know. But I don't think I have you ranked just because you have some big hitters on your team. I don't have you ranked second to last. I can't remember who I put in there. I'm not even sure if I picked a sec. I was putting Bork in there just because I didn't like where everybody was drafted. But Danny Boy, is that Munguia? Yes, Munguia. Daniel Munguia. What's up, my man? Appreciate you joining the league.
Henry Stud, Gibson.
Solid team. Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, I think there's a lot of hype on him. Round 3 is too early for me, for sure.
Round 3 is early.
But
when he picked him, it was Waller, Kittle, then Pitts, like back. So I mean,
I would have just probably.
If you're a big believer in Kyle Pitts, it's okay. But I would have gone somewhere else too. But Deontay Johnson, Brandon Ayuk, I love that receiver core.
I like Claypool better than Johnson, but I'm just kind of taking my shot on Claypool. So
I freaking love this receiver core.
I like Ayuk.
That's fantastic. Super high upside with these two guys. Super high upside. Matthew Stafford should be very good. Will Fuller, he should be very good once he plays. Yeah. He's a big ceiling, like a super high ceiling.
He's boomer
guy.
Bust for sure. He's either gonna put up 30 points.
But as your flex guy, that's a guy that he works in the flex.
Antonio Brown could be sneaky.
He's sneaky good. I like it.
I like McCole.
Baker's a backup. McCole, number 2 receiver for them. Jacoby Myers should be the number 1 for New England. It's between him and Aguilar. But either way, I don't like either of them that much. But still, whatever. And then the rest of the guys, whatever. But I like your team.
It's not bad, for sure.
I think it's solid.
I
don't have you in my top 3.
Yeah, I don't have you ranked in my top 4 right now.
I do have this guy.
I have Zach in my I got him at number 3.
It's our boy Zach.
I thought he was pretty solid.
He's okay at fantasy. Don't let him fool you. This champ thing hasn't been true for a couple of years now.
Not for a while.
So he's kind of living in the past. We'll see if he can regain the glory. He's getting
He'll
married.
Make the playoffs for sure, and he'll get close to the chip.
Shout out Zach. He is getting married, not this weekend, but the next. So congrats. I'll be there, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding. But I will be there, and maybe we'll take that time to reflect on the team, how bad it is. Just kidding. I have him top 3, and I think you do too.
I have him at number 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
It hurts me to say it, but I do have his team better than mine. Dalvin Cook,
too.
Michael Thomas.
I like.
Darren Waller, I love that pick. Jamar Chase, I love it.
Mike Davis is
Davis, very good RB2. I think this year he's the only guy in Atlanta. So I mean, Rodgers.
If he plays, if he doesn't play, then I'm dropping you way far, honestly.
Yeah, because if Rodgers doesn't play, then he's got Derek Carr.
Yeah,
it's a big drop off.
That's rough.
But the recent stuff that I've seen, I think he is playing.
I think he'll play for the Packers, which is
crazy.
I like Curtis Samuel a lot.
Curtis Samuel, I like him. Devontae Parker, he's.
I'm okay. I don't know.
He's okay, but there's nothing bad about him. I actually think Nyheim Hines was also a steal. I think in PPR leagues he puts up big numbers. So I like Nyheim Hines, especially if he's your first guy coming off the bench. That's solid. AJ Green, we'll see.
I think he's a fill-in, Hines.
Tevin Coleman, we'll see. He's technically the starter right now for the Jets. So Zach Ertz, like I said, I already said that one. I like that pick, and Derek Carr. So I like Zach's team a lot. I think he has a lot of bench depth. He's one of the guys that
I think he has good bench.
In the league.
Yeah, me too.
So
I think he's good bench.
Get some money squad.
My squad, the money squad.
Hey, what do you have them ranked?
Gonna be the champ. Just totally unbiased, totally off statistics. I got myself at number 1.
He's got himself at number 1.
Hey, I was the first pick. I better be number 1. Though.
That's not how that works, but we've got D-Champ at 113. You're at 110.
Mm-hmm.
We got Bill at 112. So the two guys you have second and third are both projected significantly more than you.
That's 3 points. What, I'm at 110?
Well, in a league that's decided by a point. That's pretty decent.
Nah, I put myself number 1. I think I got some heavy hitters. My running backs, C-Mac and J.K. Dobbins.
I
love J.K. Dobbins, dude.
He's got Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards there.
I think he's in a ball.
The vulture touchdowns from him.
I mean, Lamar, but Gus Edwards doesn't. I mean, I know people like Gus Edwards, but I don't think
they just re-signed him for a 2-year deal.
I know, but how many touchdowns did he have last year? Not a crazy amount,
how many rushes he had? He had a lot of rushes.
I think J.K.
I think he had more rushes than J.K. Dobbins last year.
I think J.K. Dobbins is going to kill this.
I think J.K. Dobbins is a 1A to a 2-headed committee.
No, I don't even think it's – I think it's for sure. It's Lamar and J.K. Dobbins is the 1A, 1B situation.
How many carries do you think separate J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards next year?
How many carries J.K. Dobbins saying? Then let me put it in my head.
What?
How many carries is Dobbins getting next year then?
How many is he getting next year?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. But I'm just like, what do you think? What do you think is the divide between the two in carries?
I think Gus Edwards will get like, I think he'll vulture a couple touchdowns for sure, but I'm not worried about him at all, honestly.
How many rushes do you think he got last year?
I don't know. I don't have it on me. Look it up. What is it?
Well, just like, what do you think?
How many?
144.
Okay, I was gonna say like 150.
How many do you think Dobbins got?
Dobbins?
Yeah.
225?
113. Or, sorry, 134.
Really?
He got 10 less carries than Gus Edwards did last year.
It's interesting. I still think JK's a better player, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay, DJ Moore, I like him. He's okay.
I got Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel.
See, DJ Moore actually is like to me because
really?
Sam Darnold, unproven still. And, he had an – that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he did better. I think people think he did better than he actually did. He was like wide receiver 20.
But he's playing for the Jets, and Adam Gase, like, it was awful. And now – are you talking about – you said Sam Darnold. But now he's
DJ
on
Moore. DJ Moore last year.
Well, I think Sam Darnold's better than Teddy Bridgewater, so that's why I'm high on DJ Moore for sure.
Maybe. The only thing I think about that is that Sam Darnold already has a rapport with Robbie Anderson because they played together for 2 years.
Yeah.
And Robbie Anderson was already better than DJ Moore last year. So I think it benefits Robbie Anderson better than DJ Moore.
DJ Moore is just a way talented more player, though. Like
he can have all the talent in the world if he doesn't get the ball thrown to him that many times.
It's a new offense. I don't think you can say what's going to happen just because he's.
And this year they added back Christian McCaffrey. They didn't have him last year. So that's how many targets per game? Like 10 targets per game that goes.
Hey, you can say all you want, bro. Now? I'm telling you, I'm be finishing number one.
I'm just trying to poke holes in you're number one.
I'm not even concerned.
You're not concerned at all.
Not concerned.
No bias.
I think I'm gonna get number one for sure.
Joe Burrow.
I think my team is stacked.
Round 5, we already talked about it.
I think
it's a pretty big reach, but I mean, he's your guy, so I guess you got to get him where you got to get him. Deebo Samuel, I like Deebo Samuel more than DJ Moore, to be honest. Pretty easily, actually. Mike Gesicki, I think he's okay. We'll see how Tua does. It just all depends on how Tua does. If Tua's a bust, then that whole offense is going to tank. Marvin Jones, I think he's sneaky good. I think people underestimate
Marvin Jones is for sure sneaky good.
I think people forget that he was a top 20 receiver for like 3 straight years.
Yeah.
But that was with Stafford, and that was with him as a number 2 receiver. Now he's the number 3 at best. They've got Laviska and DJ Chark there. Zach Moss, we'll see what happens with that backfield. Last year, they were the worst rushing attack.
I think Zach Moss will get more touchdowns this year. I have the Bills. I think the Bills are going to go to the Super Bowl, honestly. So I think their whole offense is going to uptick, honestly.
Well, they were fantastic at passing. Their rushing attack was the worst in the league. So we'll see how that changes. I don't know what they would have done.
I think Trotman's a sleeper tight end.
Yeah, he could be.
The Saints.
He could be. He's one of those guys. Like if you look up sleepers for this year, he's always in that conversation. But I mean, we'll see if Taysom Hill's a starting tight end. Then I don't think so. But
we'll see
how that quarterback situation unfolds. Okay, Espen, and I do have him in my top 3 for now. We'll see. Espen Turner, our boys are number 1 mod on YouTube. I like the draft. I thought it was solid. The top 4 picks were solid. Kamara, Robinson, Josh Allen, Tyler Lockett, Kareem Hunt.
I've got Espen as my number 1 dark horse for winning right now.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay, Noah Fant. The only thing is Cole Beasley. We'll see if he plays. He had a thing come out where he was like anti-vax, which is whatever, but well, it's not really whatever. You should get vaccinated. But
yeah, get vaccinated.
He was anti-vax, And he pretty much just said that he didn't
really... Well, protocols and all that different stuff is going to mess him up.
Well, honestly. Yeah, he was like he's going to have family over. He's not going to follow the protocols if it's at the expense of his family being there, which that part you can commend a little bit because he's like, you know what, I've made my money. I've played football. I just want to be with my family. But if the NFL is like, okay, well, you can do that, but you just can't play because of protocols, then he's not going to play. He's already said that. So that's the one sketchy thing about Cole Beasley. All-pro last year, which was pretty surprising. Yeah. Carson Wentz, you stole my guy. But that's okay. I don't hate you for it. But I think you're going to be happy with what you got. Carson Wentz, top 10 quarterback. Corey Davis should be pretty good. Number 1 receiver for the Jets. He's kind of a sleeper. And the rest of your team is okay. So, Poopy, you were not on my own. I have 2 honorable mentions. One's myself, But I did have somebody else, and they're coming up. So, Poopy, Najee Harris, I felt like was a reach. Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp, this is a really good receiver duo. T.J. Hockenson, I like. Maybe not round 4 early.
I like Javonte a lot.
Javonte Williams.
I think Michael Pittman could have a pretty good year next year, too.
He's got Najee and Javonte, though. You don't feel any risk in that.
I think Najee is pretty much a lock
risky backfield.
Really good. But Javonte, for sure. I think it's like either it's going to be like second half of the season, Javonte, you're going to be comfortable playing him.
Okay. We've got 2 flexes are going to be Pittman and Connor. Connor should be...
I don't know. I think Connor is going to have a rough year.
Pretty tough, yeah. Well, he doesn't catch passes, and Chase Edmonds is there to bolster away.
He's probably going to have to put Elijah Moore and hope for the best.
No, I think Connor starts for you at the beginning, and then it's just kind of a see how he plays. He actually caught 3, 2, 2, 3. Whatever. But Chase Edmonds is specifically a pass catching back there, so he's probably not going to be catching too many of those. He might get the goal line carries, but you have Kyler in the goal line. He's always a threat to run it himself. So Michael Pittman, I actually like Michael Pittman this year with Carson Wentz. I like that hookup. Rondell Moore, we'll see. Elijah Moore, I like Elijah Moore a lot.
Me too.
And then, Larry Fitz. He's a legend, but you might want to drop him.
He's retired.
He's retired. So. We got Brandon is my boss. We got Tyreek Hill first round. I can't say anything bad about him because he said he'd fire me. So, Tyreek Hill. So
I love Tyreek.
It's up to you.
I love Tyreek. I think Joe Mixon's going to have a good year. I love David Montgomery.
He hated the Joe Mixon pick because he didn't mean to draft him. The time ran out. He was actually trying to draft somebody else. I can't remember who he said, but
I like Joe Mixon.
He had Joe Mixon last year, and it burned him.
As long as their line is not god-awful. But I love David Montgomery.
That 2 running back core could be solid. I like Russell Wilson.
I love
Juju
Russell
as your
Wilson.
wide receiver 2, whatever.
Tanyan.
I really like Ronald Jones and Trey Sermon.
I like Trey Sermon a lot. I don't really like Ronald Jones.
I like those guys. Jamison Crowder might get dropped, so we'll see what happens with that. Nelson Aguilar should be wide receiver 1.
Yeah, I think he'll be.
He picked Deshaun Watson. He was the guy that took the chance. I don't think he's playing this year, but
he's got Russell though.
If he does, that's a huge trade piece. So
That's true.
We'll see. Emma Jamma, we've got JT round 1. I like JT. I don't know. If there's a lot of hype on him. He went round 1. We'll see.
I like JT.
Keenan Allen's good. Josh Jacobs.
I think Josh Jacobs is going to be solid. I'm not scared of Kenyon Drake at all.
I'm a little worried of Kenyon Drake, but as a round 3 pick,
he hasn't done nothing. Kenyon Drake didn't. He literally had the whole backfield at Arizona and didn't do crap. So
Lamar Jackson. Good pick there. I like that. Jerry Jeudy, we'll see.
I think Sutton's number 1, but I also think Judy's a great player too. So
we'll see who plays quarterback for him. That's gonna be a big thing.
It's true.
Brandon Cooks. It seems
it's a number
early,
1 wide receiver,
but he's the number 1 wide receiver for the Texans, and so we'll see how that goes. Jarvis Landry, he's kind of just a solid floor guy. Tariq Cohen, guy off your bench, not bad. Kadarius Toney, I like how the guys you went for here. Jordan Love. See if that plays out. Latavius Murray, he's one of the best handcuffs. Actually, he is the best handcuff in the league, in my opinion, because he actually plays regardless of whether Kamara goes down. So he's not a bad number 2 flex.
He'll for sure at least score a touchdown, too, if he's starting.
So not a bad team. Tokyo Terror.
That's Austin.
That's Austin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got Chubb, Clyde. Nice duo.
Solid. I think Clyde's another big
Evans. Etienne, Fournette.
I don't know about a lot of running backs.
A lot of running backs.
Really heavy.
DJ Chark, though, is your number 2.
I hate Leonard Fournette, just going to tell you.
Yeah. Tua, Evan Ingram. You know, I kind of see what he was going for there, though, is if he could corner the... Because running back is a tough position to kind of, like...
If you make some trades,
you could, like, he waited till round 6 and got DJ Chark as his number 2. I don't hate that. Like, I don't hate Mike Evans, DJ Chark. But I do worry about Leonard Fournette, and I am concerned about Travis Etienne unless we just see week 1 that they're just
feeding him. I think Tua is not going to score. I like Tua, honestly, but in fantasy, it's just like...
Matt Ryan.
Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan.
And Matt Ryan's going to be,
I guess, yeah.
Matt Ryan's going to be Matt
Doesn't
Ryan.
matter. But still, I would have just took Matt Ryan and then switched Tua out for somebody else. I wouldn't even picked up Tua.
Maybe another receiver. He's got Paris Campbell, who's got some upside. We'll see if he stays healthy type of thing. But win-win.
Stephon Eckler.
Stephon Eckler, Julio. Julio's slept on right now. I think he's still a top 5 receiver. Dak. David Johnson.
That's rough.
It was kind of just who was there. Win-win is Seth. He told me that in round 5 he needed a RB2, and that was just who was
Johnson's
left.
Going to be really bad.
So, I mean, you can see because Cody went A.J. Dillon here with 79. Yeah. So, like, running back was
A.J.
thin.
Dillon's rough, too, honestly.
Running back was absolutely thin. So, I feel the pain there. Robbie Anderson, solid as a flex.
Man, the next guy got Raheem in round 6. That's a pretty good pick, honestly.
Yeah. Justin Fields could be really good. I like the Justin Fields pick, even though you already had Dak, so it's like...
Probably trade Fields, honestly, if you wanted to.
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's somebody that needs a better quarterback. But J.D. McKissic, well, especially when injuries...
Well, I think Justin Fields will do... he could blow up. He could blow up a couple weeks in and just capitalize and trade him.
John Brown, number 1 receiver for the Raiders. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Frisker's kind of one of those guys that they're saying is a sleeper tight end just because he's the only one left there. Chuba, Deshaun, and Kenneth. Cody, D-Hop, I like it. A.J. Brown, I like it. Crazy receiver duo. Mark Andrews, I'm down. J. Herb, that was a little early. I know you didn't mean to pick him, so he didn't mean to pick him. So I can't give you too much crap for that. A.J. Dillon, that seems.
I'll give you crap.
That seems like a pick to me.
It's rough.
It's rough though because I know there wasn't a ton of running backs left. But if Raheem Morris
that's what I'm saying.
There,
I just looked at Raheem round 6 and I was like, I like him.
If you would have got Raheem and Sutton, that'd have been pretty nice there. But Melvin Gordon, he'll at least play for a little bit.
I think Javonte's taking over his spot.
I don't think
at least
week 1.
half.
I think.
Well, for sure not week 1.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he'll have him for a while to edge out somebody else.
About half the season.
Jamal Williams on Detroit, I think that's a sleeper pick. I think he could actually be pretty good. I think people are assuming DeAndre Swift has it locked up and loaded, but Jamal is actually very good.
I mean, they went out and
Jamal's a very good running back. I think he has a chance to play.
I like Bateman, too.
Snaps. Yeah, Rashad Bateman, he's not bad. He's just on Baltimore, so.
Yeah.
But Michael Gallup, another good guy. We'll see if he gets traded.
If he gets traded, he could literally be number 1.
He's a number 1 receiver type player. He's
very good.
He's on a loaded receiver core, so. Cody, not bad. Not too in love with some of the picks, but, we'll see how it works. Detroit versus everybody. Who's that?
I don't know.
Detroit versus everybody would be Billy. Actually.
I have him as my dark horse number 2.
I have him as my dark horse. So we got 2 dark horse picks, so that must be verified, solidified. I don't love the Swift pick because you could have had Aaron Jones or Austin Eckler.
Oh, much rather have Austin Eckler.
But Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb is a crazy receiver core. Mm-hmm. Kyler Murray, Laviska as a flex, Raheem as a flex. I like. Oh, actually, that's his RB2. Oh, Kenyon Drake is a flex. Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, or Jalen Waddle. I guess he's off the bench. Good. I think the reason I like
Russell Gage.
The reason I like this team so much is because he has Drake and Gage off the bench and Gus Edwards off the bench. So I felt like he had a lot of guys that if he had to put them in there, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's the end of the world. I think Russell Gage he's a receiver 2 for the Falcons.
Mm-hmm. I think he's going to do good.
I think he does fine.
For sure.
Gus Edwards, I already pointed out, he gets a ton of carries and a ton of work in that offense. And that offense so high-powered that, as long as he scored touchdowns, he's a fine bye-week fill-in. And then Kenyon Drake. We'll see how that plays out. I don't know what they're going to do with that team. That backfield seems interesting.
Kenyon's trash, honestly.
Unbiased.
Yeah, for sure.
Unbiased.
I don't have him.
You do it in our other league.
What?
That's the thing.
No.
You have Josh Jacobs in our other league.
Nah.
And you traded Austin Eckler for Josh Jacobs. So.
No, that was a bad trade. It's whatever.
All right.
They
we
signed
got
him
Tanked Joey B. Tanked Joey B is... I will get these down by week 3. I promise. Patrick, that's our boy. You got Zeke, Aaron Jones, crazy combo. Cooper, Thielen, another good combo. I like both those guys. I think Thielen regresses from last year, but I still think he's a solid wide receiver
he got an ungodly amount.
Logan Thomas was a beast last year. I think he repeats with Fitzmagic as his quarterback. Odell as a sleeper for me.
I think I like OBJ a little bit too, honestly.
Gronk, Marquise Brown. I love that you waited for a quarterback. I hate that it was Ben Roethlisberger, but I love the strat.
Oh, man, that's your starting?
Well, he's Big Ben and Danny Dimes.
Oh, okay. Well.
So, I mean, he'll probably pick Danny Dimes, but hopefully. Irv Smith and Gronk, just backup tight ends. Marquise Brown, I like that as a flex number 2. Like, that's fine.
I don't like Marquise at all.
Okay, well. Damon Williams, he's a backup in Chicago. We'll see. Justin Jackson.
I think got a pretty solid. If you make a trade,
Gabriel Davis.
That's a pretty good team, honestly.
I like Gabriel Davis, actually.
I'd probably have to move you up.
But not actually a pretty good team. Outside of a flex 2 spot is Hollywood Brown, but I like the upside.
I think if you get a better QB.
I don't even think he needs a better QB, actually. I think he could just roll with what he's got.
I feel like he could make a trade
for
a better QB.
Yeah, but if you can pick one up, I think I would honestly rather have Cam Newton than both these guys, and he was on the free agency. So I don't think he is anymore by the time of this video coming out. But
I don't hate Danny Dimes.
But, Okay, well, that's everybody. We probably ran over the time we wanted to, but it's first week. So we'll make it a little bit longer.
Regrets? I have regrets.
Huh?
Regrets? Your team? The draft?
Oh, yeah, I already said. I wish I would have waited on Lawrence, drafted somebody else there. And maybe instead of Robert Woods here, I pick up a running back. But even then, I don't know, because there wasn't a ton of running backs at that point either.
Yeah, I wish I didn't reach on Joe Burrow and got a better tight end. That's probably what I switched out.
I could have got Montgomery instead of Woods, but I'd rather have Woods. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm ready. I'm excited for the season. Again, I know we went over it a little bit, but the payout structure and everything, we are going to be doing. I think we're going to be tossing in like a mid-season giveaway, like for best team at midway points, stuff like that. We'll be doing specifically, like going live specifically for stuff about the fantasy league, talking about it.
Talking about trades
within the league and in real life.
Yeah.
Injuries in real life, obviously, and transactions that are going on. We'll have our power rankings adjusted every week. And
I'll usually be at the top. That's okay.
We'll see. But we appreciate you guys being part of the league. This should be a lot of fun, and we look forward to being on y'all all season. So.
And hopefully we continue next year, and nobody hates me after this because I'm going to be talking a lot of trash.
He talks a lot of trash and ends up getting
number place. 1, telling you right now, number 1.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all, and peace out.
Peace.